Shalom, our dear friends, and welcome to Parasha Re'eh. This parasha takes a look at one of the biggest human inquiry to if we have freedom of choice or we don't. This parasha begins by saying, Re'eh, see that I have put in front of you the blessing and the curse. And then Torah goes to great length for us to choose the blessing. But the question is, do we really have freedom of choice or we don't? Baruch Spinoza came out and in a big way, in a complicated way, he said that no, we do not have freedom of choice. Everything from inception of creation is created in a way that something leads to another and another, and like a domino effect, it gets to us, and we are preconditioned to make the choices that we make in our lives. Einstein, when he was asked the same question, he said, I believe in what Baruch Spinoza says. And then moreover, Sigmund Freud, who was a psychologist and met a lot of people, he says that I have talked to so many patients, clients that I've had. Every one of them think that they have freedom of choice, but indeed I see that their choices are not made by them. Rather, the circumstances of their life makes that choice for them. I would have said to this Freud, then what's the point of coming to you? Aren't you there to show them a different way of life, and therefore they can choose what they choose? But we cannot ignore that so many people think that we do not have freedom of choice, but Torah comes to insist that we do. And not only that, the entire Torah is built on concept of cause and effect. By what we are causing, create an effect. Actually, not only in this life, in the lives to come. Gilgul is a way of rectifying what has not worked in our previous life, and tikkun is that we have come to rectify that. So which one is true? All these people on one side that they say we don't have freedom of choice, or is it Torah that they say yes, you have freedom of choice? And the answer is both. They both are correct. What do I mean? When we look at Torah very carefully, when it says I have placed blessing and curse in front of you, it says plural. It's talking to all the people. But when it says to choose, it is talking to singular, as is God is telling us. I know that there is condition in his life. I know that you are faced with so many things that has happened, and the way you're conditioned, and you're going to make a choice. But I'm telling you that you have the power not to just follow what instinctively comes to you and what has already been decided for you, but you can choose and change your life and change the history of mankind. And so that's why God says for all the people, it is in front of them, and they keep choosing what they are conditioned to choose. But one of the biggest secrets of life is this, that the Creator is telling you and I that we have a choice to stand up and make our choices. The 20th century was formed by so many people that they advocated us breaking from the past and going to a new future that we want to create. I talked a couple of weeks ago in Iran, Sadiq Hidayat. He wrote the Bufekur, and in Bufekur, he's this struggle of a young man to break away from the past, what has been conditioned for him to choose in the past, and the past is represented by none that this old man who carries the dead people in his carriage. That's what his job is. Meaning what he wants to say, we're conditioned by this system that we are going to be carry all the old ideas, all the dead ideas, but we're incumbent to do that. And in Bufekur is his struggle to break through with that and be of his own man to make his own decision. And another great endeavor of doing the same thing is the work of Nietzsche in the book of said Zarathustra, Chenin Gov Zarathustra. In this book, he wants to say a blueprint for life. First of all, I'd like to say something about Nietzsche, which is so misunderstood. Nietzsche was not anti-Semite. Actually, he was lover of the Jews. One of the first ideas that got him away from Christianity, in as much as his father was a priest, because of the Christian ideology of anti-Judaism, anti-Semitism. That was his first way to go. When he talked about the superhuman, he was talking the superhuman inside every one of us. Unfortunately, when he passed away, his sister, who was a fascist, got his writing, changed that, and she changed it to, there is one nation that they're above all, and that's Germans. So that was completely his sister's doing, and is not his own. So I want to make that very clear, that Nietzsche was not anti-Semite. Actually, he was lover of the Jews. And one of the ideas that he has in this book, which is really the core idea of the book, he says every human being has 3 stages of life. The first stage, we're like a camel. A camel is programmed to do what the owner wants, what the society wants. The camel bends down for you to put any load that you want on this camel, and this camel takes it for a long, long way, drinking very little water on the way and eating very little, and is very obedient animal. And he said, we in the society are conditioned to be the camel. Then he suggests that in life of everyone need to be a lion. The lion inside everyone need to come out, and part of you becoming an amazing superpower that you can be is the lion to come out and kill the camel, and as after the lion kills the camel, then a baby is born. This baby is with no precondition, and this baby grows and become a superhuman being. Of course, the big problem with his ideology is this. But before I say that, I'd like to acknowledge that what he's trying to do is get away from the past. He wants to get away from anything which is conditioned to limit us. That part is great. What is not great is that the camel to be killed by the lion. And then what is not right is that when the baby is created, who is going to take care of the baby? You know, Hillary Clinton wrote a book that she said it takes a village. It takes a village. It takes so many people. And in our tradition, it takes all the Chazal, all the great Hachamim that they came in and they take the Torah and they worked on it to bring the wisdom. And for us, we don't need to kill the camel, because our camel is great wisdom of the past. Our camel is what makes us to be who we are. This camel, the great wisdom of the past, has made us to win more of the Nobel Prizes than anyone else, in as much as we with 0.3% percent of 1% of the world Jewish or the world population, 24% of all the Nobel Prizes are Jewish, is because the camel that has built Judaism is a camel of wisdom and has brought so much wisdom that that baby that Nietzsche is talking about need that to grow up to be amazing. So as the time is up, I'd like to conclude that this week Torah is a very pivotal Parasha, that it tells us that at any given time that you say, oh, I have to do it, I have no choice, Torah says, no, you do have a choice. And Hashem is coming to say, look, and there are different olamot. There are many different possibilities that your mind only limited to those possibilities. Rise above and see another world, that in this world you are capable and there are possibilities available to you. Step up and be that. And as you grow, that's how you grow out of mundane to come higher and higher to the level of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom.